Something has quietly broken between men and women, and most people can feel it even if they can't explain it. Women keep noticing the same unsettling absence. No one approaches anymore. No one risks anything. No one makes the first move. The rooms are full, yet everyone feels alone, staring at glowing screens instead of each other. Men feel like confidence has turned into a liability, where one misunderstood moment can define them forever. The rules didn't evolve slowly. They shifted overnight, leaving both sides anxious and uncertain. This isn't about who's right or wrong. It's about a system that stopped making sense to the people living inside it. And once you understand what actually changed beneath the surface, the modern dating crisis will finally click into place. Here's the part no one wants to admit. A huge number of men didn't stop approaching because they stopped caring. They stopped because the fear quietly became stronger than the desire. What used to be a simple risk of rejection now feels like a gamble with reputation, dignity, and future stability. A single misread moment can turn confidence into shame, curiosity into accusation. So men hesitate, replay scenarios in their heads, and choose silence over danger, not because they're weak, but because they're responding to a world that punishes mistakes harshly and publicly. And once you understand how that fear rewired male behavior, everything about modern dating starts to make uncomfortable sense. Most people believe men have always boldly approached women, but that story is mostly a modern illusion. For thousands of years, attraction didn't begin between strangers. It grew inside families, villages, churches, and shared lives. Trust came first, familiarity came next, and romance followed only after safety was established. The idea of walking up to a stranger and risking everything is a very recent experiment in human history. Bars, cities, and social freedom briefly made it feel normal, even expected. Now those structures are fading, but nothing replaced them. And when you realize how unnatural modern dating really is, today's confusion suddenly feels inevitable. What we expect from relationships today would have seemed overwhelming. To humans throughout most of history, marriage was never meant to be a non-stop source of emotional fulfillment and personal validation. It was practical, stable, and rooted in survival, not constant happiness. Love was allowed to grow, but it wasn't demanded to carry everything. Today, we ask one person to be our partner, best friend, therapist, cheerleader, and purpose all at once. That kind of pressure slowly crushes intimacy instead of strengthening it. And once you see how impossible these expectations are, modern relationship burnout finally makes sense. Men feel this pressure in ways they rarely speak about. They're told to lead, but not dominate, to be vulnerable, but never weak, confident, but never intimidating. Every move feels like a test they weren't given the answers to. One wrong step can trigger judgment, ridicule, or permanent labels. So instead of risking failure, many choose withdrawal and emotional self-protection. Silence becomes safer than expression, and when enough men make that choice, an entire generation of connection quietly disappears. At the center of this breakdown is something most people never think about: signaling. In the past, interest was shown through small but readable cues that gave permission to move closer. Today, those signals are guarded, muted, or intentionally hidden. Women are taught that showing interest risks losing value or inviting the wrong attention. Men are taught that misreading interest can cost them everything. So both sides wait for certainty that never arrives. And in that waiting, attraction quietly dies before it ever has a chance to begin. Human psychology makes this disconnect even harder to escape. Men naturally assume interest more often, while women naturally doubt it. These instincts once helped our ancestors survive and reproduce. In the modern world, they collide instead of cooperating. The same interaction feels promising to one person and meaningless to the other. Misunderstandings pile up silently, leaving both sides confused and disappointed. And once you see how deeply biology shapes these misreads, the dating struggle feels less personal and far more inevitable. There's a truth men often overlook, and women rarely feel fully understood for. The risk in dating is not shared equally. For a man, the worst outcome is embarrassment. For a woman, it can be fear, danger, or lasting trauma. Every interaction with an unfamiliar man forces a quiet safety calculation in the background of her mind. That caution isn't coldness, it's survival instinct learned over time. Men often interpret that guardedness as rejection, while women mistake hesitation for disinterest. And this silent mismatch is where countless potential connections die before they ever begin. Modern culture often pretends these trade-offs don't exist, but they do, and we ignore them at our peril. We want freedom without confusion, safety without caution, clarity without risk. But every social system demands compromise. There's no perfect solution. Traditional structures offered protection, but limited choice. Modern dating gives choice, but strips away guidance and safety nets. Refusing to acknowledge these costs leaves both men and women frustrated, anxious, and lost. And once you see the invisible rules we've dismantled, the chaos of modern dating becomes painfully predictable. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one admits out loud. Most people don't truly understand the other side anymore. Men aren't all predators, and women aren't all manipulators. They're just navigating impossible expectations. The confusion isn't malice. It's misalignment built from fear, biology, and cultural shifts. Everyone is acting with partial information, unaware of the pressures and risks the other faces. This is why so many connections stall, misunderstandings multiply, and frustration becomes the norm. The solution isn't blame, it's empathy, honesty, and recognizing the invisible struggles each person carries. And once we start seeing each other clearly, the impossible begins to feel possible again.